Good evening and welcome to Front Page, where the biggest moves in AI infrastructure and innovation make their first stop. And this happens on AIM Network, India's definitive media organization and voice on everything AI and technology. Tonight, from Silicon Valley's code revolution to India's AI gold rush, the race to build, connect, and control the next era of intelligence is heating up. And here are the headlines for tonight. A Fort Mason takeover with 3,700 plus developers signals GitHub doubling down on developer choice, massive agent orchestration, and infrastructure acceleration to power the next era of AI native software. BSNL and Viasat India have expanded their collaboration to establish a national UAV satellite center of excellence in Jabalpur and commercialize Viasat's Velaris connectivity, accelerating India's low-altitude economy and indigenous drone infrastructure. OpenAI will offer ChatGPT Go free for 1 year to all Indian users from 4th of November, marking its most aggressive push yet in its second largest market as it opens its Delhi office, begins hiring in Bengaluru, and prepares for 1 gigawatt Stargate data center, signaling India's central role in the global AI infrastructure race. And finally, Qualcomm has entered the AI data center race with its new A1200 and A1250 rack systems, securing a 200 megawatt flagship deployment with Saudi AI firm Humane, a direct challenge to NVIDIA and AMD's dominance in global inference infrastructure. Good evening on Front Page. On October 28-29th, GitHub is taking the stage in San Francisco with its biggest universe ever, hosting more than 3,700 developers at Fort Mason. GitHub's message is quite clear. It's not abandoning its roots, it's actually amplifying them. This year, the company isn't trying to out-hype others with buzzwords. Instead, it's laying down the operational layer for a future where AI agents, infrastructure, and developer choice converge. Just a day before Universe, Google introduced Vibe Coding inside AI Studio, a Gemini-powered workflow that lets developers go from prompt to working AI apps in minutes. No SDKs or API wiring is needed. Developers can actually describe the app they want, remix existing projects visually, and brainstorm new features through a context-aware interactive loading screen. With annotation mode and plug-and-play APIs, Google is very clearly lowering the barrier to build with AI. This year, all eyes are on how GitHub responds, not with gimmicks, but with foundational changes to how developers collaborate with AI at scale. So before we get to our predictions and expectations from GitHub, let's talk a little about the event itself and what GitHub has been up to so far. Like mentioned earlier, Universe 2025 is GitHub's largest ever, welcoming 3,700 plus developers. Needless to say, GitHub is, well, GitHub. Developer first focus isn't changing, it's actually accelerating. The company continues to anchor itself in developer choice, ensuring developers can use the tools they want, not the ones they're actually forced to. GitHub is shifting more workloads to Azure, not as a cultural change, but, well, a practical capacity move. This kind of mirrors earlier moments of skepticism post-acquisition that later proved, well, stable. We're simply growing too fast. We need more compute, end quote. This also reflects a bigger truth. GitHub's scale isn't just about software hosting anymore. It's actually about infrastructure horsepower to support AI native development globally. Agents are entering an era of parallelism. Developers will increasingly run multiple agents simultaneously and compare their results. Verification is non-negotiable. Agents must run linters, tests, CodeQL, and Playwright MCP to produce verifiably correct outputs. Basically, in short, the future isn't just, well, write code fast. It's actually ship trusted code at scale. GitHub Actions has already become an underlying runtime for partners running AI agents. At the same time, runtime startup speed is actually becoming critical for developers orchestrating multiple agents. Expect GitHub to, well, prioritize faster runtime spin up and efficiency because, well, in the agent era, latency isn't just annoying, it's actually a blocker. Lastly, GitHub is the home for all developers. Looks like, well, GitHub will continue to integrate with external tools, frameworks, and competing models, ensuring that developers choose GitHub because they want to, not because they have to. This isn't just philosophy, it's GitHub's moat. An open choice driven ecosystem is what keeps the platform at the center of the developer world. Now, coming to the major expectations from, well, you guessed it, GitHub Universe. GitHub is most likely expected to announce a unified command layer, which will actually act as a cockpit for agent orchestration, where developers can assign, supervise, and merge agent output the way they manage human collaborators today. This is going to be, well, a very major one, equivalent of issues and pull requests for the agent era, spanning GitHub, VS Code, CLI, and Team Comms. We are actually keeping our fingers crossed for this one, and we'll actually have to wait and watch. If 2023 was about AI pilots, and as we all remember, 2024 about co-pilots, then, well, 2025 is about control. GitHub is expected to announce a dedicated governance plane giving enterprise administrators the power to, well, approve or block specific agents, set model level security and compliance policies, log every agent action, enforce audit trails across teams. This will actually position GitHub as a trusted backbone for regulated industries like BFSI, healthcare, and government adopting AI at scale. GitHub is likely to expand its agent ecosystem with support for multiple models, MCP integrations, and custom configurations through agents.md files stored inside repos. If this happens, well, nothing like it, as this will actually allow engineering teams to codify agent behavior, security boundaries, and workflow preferences, ensuring consistency without constant, well, reprompting. Over the coming months, expect GitHub to open its doors wider to agent frameworks from across the ecosystem, making Copilot subscriptions, well, a gateway to multi-agent infrastructure. Very clearly, GitHub is going to reinforce its core developer first DNA while adapting its infrastructure for the parallel agent era. Agents aren't just assistants anymore. They've actually becoming autonomous parallel workers inside the developer workflow. Speed matters. Faster runtimes mean lower friction for agent orchestration. Verification matters. AI in production needs trust, not just completion. Choice matters. The ecosystem grows when actually developers can bring their own models and tools. The timing of all of this is deliberate. Google is expanding Gemini's developer stack. OpenAI is scaling its agent ecosystem. Anthropic is, well, making structured workflows mainstream. GitHub sits at the source where code is written, reviewed, governed, and shipped. If GitHub is actually how agents work, it will actually shape how software is built in the AI decade. GitHub Universe 2025 could be the inflection point where the platform stops being just a code repository and becomes the coordination layer for AI native engineering. Because the future won't just be about better models, well, it will be about who controls the orchestration. Please stay tuned. We'll be bringing you exclusive insights and updates from, well, GitHub Universe 2025. India's low altitude economy, drones, advanced air mobility, and satellite infrastructure just got a major boost. BSNL and Viasat India have announced an extended collaboration that actually blends satellite communication, UAV infrastructure, and skills development, laying the foundation for the country's next frontier in aerial connectivity. This partnership isn't new. It's actually an expansion of a long-standing relationship between BSNL and Viasat that already powers mission-critical satcom services for defense forces and disaster response agencies. Now, the focus is shifting to a very civilian and commercial ecosystem. The two companies are actually launching new training and industry readiness programs at BSNL's Bharat Ratna Bhim Rao Ambedkar Institute of Telecom Training, which is BRBRAITT in Jabalpur. The goal, well, to build a skilled workforce ready to drive India's low altitude aerial economy. As part of this initiative, a Center of Excellence COE for UAVs, satellite systems, and IoT technologies will be set up at BRBRAITT. Engineering students in IT, electronics, and computer science will receive hands-on exposure to Viasat terminals and real-world applications. BRBRAITT will provide infrastructure, classrooms, and logistical support to train the next generation of UAV and satellite specialists. This makes, well, the Jabalpur Institute a national hub for UAV satellite skills training, aligned with flagship missions like, well, Skill India and Digital India. The partnership also includes the commercialization of Viasat's Velaris platform, a satellite communication service that actually enables UAVs to operate beyond visual line of sight, which is BVLOS. Velaris runs on Viasat's global L-band satellite network, designed for safety critical applications. It provides secure, reliable connectivity for drones and uncrewed aircraft. This technology will help integrate UAVs into, well, commercial airspace, a very key step for logistics, agriculture, and security applications. By combining BSNL's local telecom backbone with Viasat's satellite network, India is actually positioning itself to scale drone-based services safely and securely. This collaboration actually comes as India's low altitude economy, covering aerial operations below 3,000 meters, which is, well, projected to grow exponentially by 2030. From agricultural monitoring and infrastructure inspection to disaster relief and logistics, drones are actually rapidly becoming core infrastructure, not experimental technology anymore. The BSNL Viasat partnership creates the ecosystem backbone, connectivity layer through, well, satellite training layer through COE, which is commercial layer, through Velaris deployments. And this is what Robert J. Ravi, CMD of BSNL, said. The collaboration aligns with BSNL's mission to foster innovation and build indigenous capabilities, adding that the COE will, well, equip a new generation of professionals with critical skills, while our work to commercialize Viasat's Velaris will enable new and innovative services for our customers. End quote. Gautam Sharma, MD of Viasat India, added that these collaborations are a testament to our commitment to India's Digital India vision and will help unlock the immense potential of the country's low altitude economy. End quote. The strategic technology layer actually is this. It integrates UAVs with secure satellite connectivity. Then we come to skill development, which actually creates a talent pipeline for UAV and satcom industries. The commercial readiness aspect, it actually enables new services across logistics, defense, infrastructure, and emergency response. The policy alignment, which is very important and critical, supports Skill India, Digital India, and India's broader UAV policy push. So basically, this partnership actually signals that India's shift from pilot projects to well scalable UAV ecosystems built on indigenous networks and global grade satellite infrastructure. Finally, India's skies are pretty much getting smarter, with BSNL and Viasat doubling down on training, infrastructure, and satellite backed UAV connectivity. India is building the foundation for a new aerial economy, one where drones and satellite networks work together to power industries, logistics, and national missions. This isn't just a connectivity story. It's actually a strategic industrial story about who builds and controls the sky infrastructure of the future. The world's most talked about AI company is making its boldest move yet in India. Starting 4th of November, OpenAI will make its ChatGPT Go plan free for a year to anyone signing up during a limited promotional window. Existing subscribers will also get an additional 12 months at no cost. The launch isn't random. It actually drops closer to OpenAI's first DevDay Exchange in Bengaluru, signaling how critical India has actually become to the company's global expansion play. India is already OpenAI's second largest user base after the United States, with 29 million downloads in 90 days earlier this year. But monetization hasn't actually kept pace. ChatGPT Go, a budget plan priced under $5, which is approximately 399 rupees a month, was actually designed to fix that problem. Making it free now is actually about distribution, habit formation, and locking in long term users ahead of a much bigger infrastructure bet. 10 times usage over the free tier GPT-5 access for limited deep research tasks, image generation plus file uploads, personalized memory for contextual replies. This actually puts advanced AI tools in the hands of millions of Indians at zero cost for one full year. Yippee. It also actually sets the stage for OpenAI to create a massive user funnel for future upselling to Plus and Pro tiers. This is, well, just the latest in a string of aggressive India moves. August, if we all remember, OpenAI opened its first India office in New Delhi. It started hiring a local startup solutions team in Bengaluru. And now it's expected to announce, well, a 1 gigawatt data center, one of the largest in Asia. If confirmed, well, this hyperscale hub could become part of Stargate, OpenAI's $500 billion global compute project, which is backed by Microsoft, Oracle, SoftBank, NVIDIA, and ARM. India is no longer just a market. Clearly, it's becoming a strategic node in the global AI infrastructure map. This push lands amid intensifying competition for India's AI user base. Perplexity has partnered with Airtel to give, well, 360 million users free access to Perplexity Pro. Google has rolled out free 1 year AI Pro access for students. And Reliance Jio, well, is already building the world's largest AI data center, 3 gigawatts in Jamnagar, with Meta and Google. So basically, India has become the most coveted AI battleground on the planet. The White House has openly backed Stargate as, well, a US led AI stack for the democratic world. But India's India isn't actually just accepting it, it's actually building its own sovereign AI stack under the India AI mission, powered by 34,000 plus GPUs, public private partnerships, and indigenous foundation models. The stakes, well, are definitely geopolitical. Will India be a launch pad for United States AI giants or the architect of its own AI future? That's the question. Well, making ChatGPT Go free for 1 year isn't just a marketing move. It's a strategic land grab that will shape how millions of Indians access AI and how India positions itself in the next wave of the global AI infrastructure war. This is actually where user growth meets compute power, and India stands at the intersection of both. That's a sweet spot. Please do let us know what you think in the comments below. And finally, on front page, the global AI infrastructure war just gained a new front. Qualcomm, long known as a mobile chip powerhouse, is now stepping boldly into the data center AI race, going head to head with NVIDIA and AMD, the two undisputed giants of AI compute. And it's actually starting with a massive 200 megawatt deployment in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's Humane and Qualcomm Technologies have announced a partnership to deploy the world's first fully optimized edge to cloud hybrid AI system, aiming to position the kingdom as a global hub for AI infrastructure. What is happening under this plan? Well, Humane will roll out 200 megawatts of Qualcomm's A1200 and A1250 rack systems starting 2026. This marks Qualcomm's first major hyperscale deployment and a direct challenge to NVIDIA's 90% market dominance in AI accelerators. This is actually more than just another data center deal. It's actually a strategic semiconductor and AI infrastructure play. And this is how it unfolds. For years, NVIDIA has ruled the AI data center landscape with its H100 and Blackwell GPUs, while AMD's M1300 series has emerged as a strong number two. Qualcomm's move to targets the inference layer of the stack, where models are actually served to millions of users rather than the expensive training layer. Key differentiators of Qualcomm's AI 200 and AI 250 stack inference first architecture, unlike NVIDIA and AMD's training heavy GPUs. Qualcomm's chips are actually optimized to run AI models at scale, and that too efficiently. Rack scale systems. Instead of selling standalone accelerators, Qualcomm is actually entering the market with fully integrated liquid cooled racks, allowing enterprises to plug and play at hyperscale. Memory advantage. Each AI 200 card packs up to 768 GB of memory, a major leap that actually reduces model sharding and energy overhead. Power efficiency. Designed to lower total cost of ownership, a key factor for hyperscalers shifting from training to serving. This is actually a direct challenge to NVIDIA's CUDA lock-in and AMD's high-performance training positioning. Qualcomm isn't trying to outmuscle them on raw training flops. It's actually attacking the economics of inference, where real-world deployment happens. The partnership with Humane isn't just symbolic, it's actually scale. Humane will integrate Qualcomm's AI racks with its ALLAM models, enabling sector specific AI solutions for energy, logistics, mobility, and government services. These racks will serve both domestic and international workloads, transforming the kingdom into a regional AI hub. Tariq Amin, CEO of Humane, said this: "Together, we will enable Saudi Arabia to lead the next wave of global AI and semiconductor innovation." End quote. For Qualcomm, this deal provides validation at scale. a launch customer that actually showcases its capabilities to hyperscalers globally. For Saudi Arabia, it's actually a leap in its Vision 2030 strategy to diversify beyond oil. NVIDIA dominates training compute with its Blackwell superclusters. AMD is expanding into hyperscale partnerships with OpenAI and Microsoft. Now, Qualcomm enters as a cost efficient inference powerhouse, starting in the Middle East. This is happening against the backdrop of this massive global GPU shortages, rising power and cost pressures on hyperscalers, a geopolitical race to build sovereign AI infrastructure. So, by aligning with Humane, Qualcomm is positioning itself not as a replacement, but actually as an alternative path for countries and companies looking to scale AI without depending solely on NVIDIA or AMD. Cristiano Amon, Qualcomm CEO, said this: by establishing advanced AI data centers powered by Qualcomm's inference solutions, we are helping the kingdom create a technology ecosystem that will accelerate its AI ambitions. End quote. Clearly, this is about how the AI chip landscape is shifting. New competition. Well, Qualcomm officially enters the AI chip war. Economic pressure. Inference cost becomes a critical battleground. Geopolitical diversification. More countries will look for alternatives to US chip monopolies. The rack wars begin. As data center build-outs surge, rack level integration, not just raw chips, will decide winners. Qualcomm isn't trying to actually dethrone NVIDIA and AMD overnight. Not at all. It's actually attacking a weak spot, the cost and efficiency layer of AI deployment. With a 200 megawatt Saudi flagship, memory rich racks, and a power efficient inference strategy, Qualcomm just fired the opening shot in a new phase of the AI infrastructure race. Clearly, this isn't just a chip story, it's a huge power shift in how and where AI runs at scale. We would love to know what you think in the comments below. And well, with that, it's good night from Front Page on AIM Network, India's definitive, well, organization and voice on everything AI and technology. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And always remember, think well AI, think AIM. We say this every day. And also, don't go anywhere because, well, we will be back vibing or, well, vibe coding on Debunked, or maybe both. Please come back to find out.
We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM. We are AIM Media House. Born in Nama, Bengaluru. Built for the world. We make tech make sense. We tell stories that matter. This is the era of AI, and we are the ones telling its story. Think AI, think AIM.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to, well, drum roll, debunk. And today, of course, we are debunking with my usual partner in crime, Abhishek. But before we introduce Abhishek and all the magic that he's going to bring to all of us, let me actually tell you what we're going to be debunking.
Yep.
I think that's basic protocol and courtesy. What do you say, Abhishek?
Yeah.
So
Let's
don't
go ahead.
go through separation anxiety. Let me just introduce everyone to what we are doing today. Well, what we are doing today and talking about is vibe coding. Yes, the shiny new feature inside Gemini AI Studio that promises to, well, turn your prompt into a working AI powered app in minutes. No SDKs, no backend, no API kiosks, just vibes and loads of them, and obviously a very big strategy. And that is what we are going to try to talk about on Debunked. And of course, for years, building apps, as you can see, Abhishek has wrangled with code, SDKs, and endless setup. And today, he's questioning those very same decisions that he took in life because he has discovered vibe coding. But he's going to debunk it, and he's going to do it with a vengeance. Because here's what's getting everyone hyped: prompt to app. Just describe your idea, and well, Gemini wires it all up automatically. I am feeling lucky. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Is actually a feature, by the way, which generates random app ideas for people who don't know where to start. Abhishek, why are you not saying hi to the people here? Please say hello.
Hello, people, and thank you so much, Sudhi, for inviting me again.
It's so sweet. But anyway, we have to still carry on. I have to tell them very quickly what is the next
Yeah.
bit. App Gallery 2.0. Pre-built apps which you can explore, remix, and redeploy. Okay. And of course, the annotation mode, which is no code edits, just talk to Gemini. That's a good one.
Yeah,
You'll, of course, be describing all of this.
exactly.
And tweak features live. The brainstorm screen, which is also sounding very exciting, which is creative prompts appear even while your app actually builds. So what is the goal of all of this? Well, shrink the gap between idea and working app to nearly zero. And now it's time for Abhishek to take center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the man, the code, and the coder, Abhishek.
Yeah. So here, if you can see,
Yes, I can.
so it is open in front of us. So let's put it to test straight away.
Absolutely.
And as you talked about, first, you talked about prompting the things that whatever we want, we can get created. Then a new feature, I am feeling lucky. You talked about this. Like, I am feeling lucky means that I am lucky enough that I won't need to even prompt and it will understand what I want.
You know, I don't know, it's a little tangential, Abhishek, but you know, that reminds me of a Clint Eastwood line.
Okay.
And it was like a iconic line. So maybe they've kind of gotten inspired from that line and used it. I don't know. Do you feel lucky? Punk. That was the line.
Yeah, maybe it can be the
You never
case.
know. Anyway.
Let's see that whether we are lucky enough or not. So today our objective is just to test this platform in and out.
Sure.
And I'm not going to put any prompt. I will just click on this button and I will see what it does.
Fair?
Right. And also you talked about that we can interact through voice also.
Yes.
So here is a mic button. So if you want, you can interact.
You can actually give the prompt.
Yeah, but since today our objective is not to give any prompt, so we
Okay,
are not
okay.
using this, we are going to use this.
Just, I'm feeling lucky.
I am feeling lucky, and let's see. Then it will ask you, generate images, AI powered chatbot, whatever. And here the prompt, it has
Fair,
written for you.
fair.
Right? And then I can click here and let's see. And it
Let's
has
build
started
it.
to work.
Okay.
Now, while it is building, we can.
So tell me
talk.
this, Abhishek.
Yeah.
This I'm feeling lucky particular option that has been provided
Yeah.
is essentially for people who basically, the way I understand it, who have no background as far as coding is concerned and things like that. And probably also they are the first timers who are coming on to explore the app. So they want to kind of, is that Google strategy as far as this is
There
concerned?
can be two things. Like one, if you are having no background and you just want to test out the things, then you can use that feature. Otherwise, you have a background, but you don't know much about prompt engineering.
Oh, okay, fair.
Like what kind of prompt you should put to
Right,
get the desired
right,
output.
Right.
Then with initial few test cases like this, you can learn the pattern.
Gives you kind of guidelines.
Yeah, it gives you a guideline. You can just try it out and see that Gemini, what kind of prompt it is putting to get
Sure.
what kind of output. It will give you a bit of idea that for your requirement, how to prompt it
So
properly.
this I'm feeling lucky is probably their idea of a little bit of hand holding
Yeah.
in the beginning when you're just kind of experimenting.
Yeah, and one good thing is here, you also talked about in the intro, that while it is making the application,
Sure.
you can intervene, right? So here it's add customization options, and here also it is giving you some options that
Got it.
add this, add that.
Got it.
And by the time we were talking, it has already generated a page for
Nice,
us.
man.
Yeah.
Less than what, about 3 minutes?
Yeah, less than 3 minutes. Here it is saying
It's giving
ran
you-
for 82 seconds.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
So that
182
actually
seconds.
brings us to the first debunk, as we know
Yeah.
that the basic format of the show.
Yeah.
No code, no work, the dream. So is that true in terms of the fact that one prompt, one app, and it's done like it showed, or the reality, which is that a lot of early testers, Abhishek, have been talking about these issues, which are basically looping builds, fragile scaffolds,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So what is it that you would like to say to debunk this point first?
Yeah. To debunk this point, I will just give you a case study kind of thing.
Please.
Like, so I am maintaining, suppose, the Adasi page, that is Association of Data
Sure.
Scientists, right?
Sure.
So I will show you the page. Just a second. And then I will show you. So this is how the page looks.
Yes.
And suppose it has
Great work, by the way.
Yeah. So suppose it has features like we host our courses
Sure.
here, we write our blogs here, and things like that.
Right.
So prima facie, it looks a very simple thing, right? So can you guess how many pages it has?
50.
50. Okay. Now I will show you. Here I am writing adasi.org and then suppose sitemap.xml. So it will list all the pages.
Right.
So let's wait for it. Surprise for you. So for your information, these are not all the pages.
Got it.
There are products, posts, course sitemaps, etc., etc. The second one is the number of pages. If I open this, so these are all the pages. It's basically more than 50.
50.
Right? So you can see even 404 page that comes.
Correct. That's also
That also you have to design
Right.
how you want it to
look, etc.
When that page comes, group page, activity page, your about page, all those pages you have to design, right? So when you are actually entering the market and you have to build something for the mass to use,
Basically production ready.
basically production ready, there are many pages, there are many endpoints, many APIs you are hitting. It's even something which looks as simple as this has a lot of things going behind
Oh,
it.
for sure, I'm sure.
Right? Now the thing is that if you use a vibe coding platform, any vibe coding platform I'm talking about.
Not just specific to this.
Yeah, not specific to this. At most it will be able to build say 5 pages, 6 pages, 7 pages. After that, its logic stops working.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if I have to make something like this and I have to take the help of vibe coding, what I will have to do, I will have to go page by page, or at max I can have 5 pages at a time.
2 questions. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you through, but 2 questions.
Yeah.
One is, you said after 7 or 8 pages, its logic stops, or it just stops.
Yeah.
First, why is that? And my second question is that you and I have discussed this loads of times in the past.
Yeah.
That you have to keep working with any vibe coding platform and keep tweaking it, sharpening it. So
Yeah.
shouldn't the same logic apply right now then?
Yeah. So very interesting question.
Thank
I will
you.
answer it in very elaborate way. So the thing is, your first question is that after 5-6 pages, why it stops
Correct.
working. So that is the present constraint. And
Why? As in,
yeah, as you might think that the computational power, the
Okay.
models.
That's what I wanted to
reasoning
understand.
That
Right.
it has, the number of parameters on which these models are trained.
Right.
Yeah. But still, this is secondary.
okay.
The primary thing is, which is your second question, and it is very much connected to the first one. Yeah. So let me explain that. What will happen is, suppose there are 100 pages, right? First of all, it doesn't know that what your exact requirement is.
Sure.
maybe out of 100 pages, it will be able to figure out the 70 pages for you.
But
or
shouldn't
60 pages for you.
that be based on the prompt that you've given?
Yeah. And if you are writing the prompt elaborate enough, which covers 100 pages, think how long your prompt will be.
Sure.
Then you will think that instead of prompting, I will do it myself. Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah. So the idea boils down to that thing, that whether you are able to define your requirement clearly or not. And if you are defining your idea clearly for this 100 pages, it means you have that much knowledge that you understand that you require these 100 pages at the first place. Secondly, you have the idea that how these pages are interconnected with each other.
True.
What will be the navigation pattern from one page to another. All this idea, if you have, then only you will be able to use this
platform.
Use this platform to
for its optimized best.
Yeah. Second thing is that even if suppose tomorrow a bigger model comes and it creates these 100 pages for you in one go, right? If it creates 100 pages, then I will say that you will have 1,000 points of conflicts. Because it doesn't know you. It doesn't know your choices. Maybe the 404
I already feel lonely. Abhishek, you don't have to keep rubbing it in. Anyway.
Suppose the first page only, if we talk about, suppose it has made a 404 page for
Correct.
you. Maybe it has taken some standard aspects and it just made it for you.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Maybe you don't like it.
Got it.
Yeah. You will have, say, 10 conflicts in each pages, and then there will be 1,000 conflicts, and resolving that 1,000 thing in itself is a very huge task.
Laborious place to
Laborious place.
Okay. So basically, your debunk number one theory is production ready or not?
No.
Not yet.
Not production ready. Like if you are doing prototyping and if you are already an expert, if you had been doing these kind of things, you are aware of this stuff, then of course, what you were able to do in 10 days, you might be able to do in 2 hours with the help of these things. But there is no escape route.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Very well clarified. Debunk number two. What is that? It is enterprise ? And here is what I will try to go ahead and elaborate on. Google's actually touting this as a creator's playground, but governance is very thin. Security guardrails are very light, and compliance controls, well, barely there. So for enterprises, this is actually an on-ramp, not a highway. So what do you have to say to that?
Yeah, so you fairly mentioned some points about governance, compliance, and all. So I don't think these days people should worry much about that.
Okay.
So, and I'm saying this very responsively. For example,
please
here,
to be elaborating.
Yeah. So here, if I come, okay, these are the pricing models that I will show you later. Here, suppose I have this option to deploy the application, right? If I deploy it here, it will go to Google Cloud, GCP, Google Cloud Service Provider, right? Now at Google Cloud or any cloud platform, be it AWS, GCP, or Microsoft Azure, they have some compliances, some guidelines that
which have to be followed,
right? For example, GDPR is there, which is a European guideline, right? General Data Protection. Then we have CCPA, that is California. Yeah. Then we have some ISO compliances, right? 001, 0017, 001. These are all ISO compliances. To be precise, ISO 27001 and like that. So Google is one of the flag bearers when it comes to compliances and governance. So it complies to all.
Everything.
Yeah. So once you go to deploy, and again, you will need some knowledge if you want to do it properly. Once you go to the deployment part, it will take care of all those things.
Okay.
That is one thing. And also about guardrails you talk.
Yes.
So if you remember, once we were playing things with Nano Banana and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were
experimenting with Rajnikant ji and
and
Trump. Well, not G, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and it didn't let us do that.
Right.
Some guardrail was stopping. Yeah. So
true.
But same thing if you try.
But also, if you remember, that was at the time when Nano Banana had just launched.
Yeah. So how conscious they are. It shows that how
fair enough.
Conscious
Valid point.
So when they are releasing, they are trying to keep maximum constraints. With time, they are reducing it once they are checked and validated that, okay, this is not wrong or something like that. So it shows their cautiousness. It's not like Grok.
Got it. Well
Yeah.
done. I like the little uppercut to the jaw suddenly, Abhishek. Well done. Came out of nowhere. So debunk number 2, you're saying it's not to be worried about too much because they're a very responsible company and they're flag bearers as far as this is concerned in terms of security, in terms of guardrails, etc.
Yeah, we can trust.
Fair enough. Can we trust this now, Abhishek?
Okay.
Debunk number 3, the lock-in play, which is, I'll explain, vibe coding runs almost entirely on Gemini APIs and Google hosting. So basically every app built this way equals to, well, one more user anchored inside Google's ecosystem. That's not an accident, that is strategy, right? Now I want to understand if this strategy works or not.
Yeah. So this is about the prices and all
Yes.
that we had to discuss.
Yes.
So if I come here, right? So here it will let you choose your model also. So Gemini 2.5 Pro, you can see here.
Yes.
Very small it is written.
Yes.
And it also lets you use Gemini 2.5 Flash. Okay. So Flash by name itself, it means that it is quite fast.
Correct.
And Pro is Pro. So Pro is more expensive model. Right?
Got it.
So
it'll have a lot more features, it'll have a lot more things to
Yeah.
play around with, etc.
and it will take a lot of time also for reasoning before generating anything.
Got it?
Right. So if you are really cautious about the money aspect that they are charging, then better use Flash.
Which is better? Obviously
Better-
Pro.
Obviously, Pro is better.
Why do you
Right.
say that?
Yeah, because this kind of job where we are doing vibe coding, it involves a lot of reasoning, especially
Yes.
if you are creating a multi-page kind of system. 4 or 5 pages are there interconnected, and you are relying on this completely to develop the logic for it. Then, of course, it is a mammoth task for it, which will require a lot of reasoning aspect.
Got it.
So it's not as easy as generating an image with Nano Banana
Fair
blocks,
enough.
because Nano Banana basically uses Flash.
Yes. Okay. So a lot more
Yeah.
complexity when one is trying to use this for a lot more complex tasks.
Yeah.
So your take is Pro is better
Yeah.
if you're one is going ahead with it
Yeah.
than Flash. So then that theory, which is in terms of their strategy, are you debunking it? Does it work for them? Does it not work for them?
So anyway, they are providing, I think, 500 rate per day RPD they call it. So if you are doing some prompting here, so at the back end, it is hitting those APIs. So in a day, you can hit it 500 times
Okay.
with these models. So for general purpose,
It's okay.
sufficient. Like you are making something for yourself, right? But if you are working in a large team, everybody is using one
Got it,
account
got it,
and
got it, got it.
they are trying to make something at enterprise level, then of course they will have to pay.
So then that means that strategy works to an extent,
Works to an extent, yeah.
just to kind of whet your appetite, get you excited,
Yeah.
get you interested, addicted,
Yeah.
get your muscle memory going with that,
Yeah.
and then once you're sucked in,
Yeah.
then that's when you start paying.
Yeah.
So does it make sure that it is pulling you towards the dark side?
No, I won't say dark side. Even if it is like inspiring people to do more with such kind of tools.
Got
So
it.
I would not say that it is pulling them to
Fair.
any dark side.
Just kidding. Which
Yeah.
one hallucinates less, Flash or Pro?
Of course, Pro will hallucinate less because it has better reasoning.
Fair.
It's straightforward. Yeah.
The last point on debunked, and this is a big one. Everyone's a maker.
Okay.
Well, kind of. So, yes, it actually lowers the barrier, which means production managers, teachers, creators can ship prototypes. Developers can skip boilerplate. Correct, Abhishek? Designers can actually build. But, point is, this doesn't replace engineers. It actually funnels everyone into Google's stack, and that too quite fast. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Yeah. So in the cloud space, Google is already the king,
Sure.
right? And secondly, about the teachers, educators, and of course, you talked about engineers also. So just now we saw that replacing engineer is still very difficult thing
Got
to do.
it? Absolutely.
Right,
Can you
because-
say that with a smile?
But
It's like, Abhishek 1, Google 0.
when we were discussing about GPT-5,
Huh.
there we made some applications, some gaming applications, like teachers can make some.
I remember the balloons and everything that we were shooting.
Yeah, and teachers can make some application to show that what is the gravitational force on
Yes,
different planets.
yes, we did that.
So these kind of easy one-page things, this has become much
it'll
more
assist.
easier,
Fair.
much more easier today. Like a teacher before going to class, an educator or someone whose requirement is not that complicated, they can take the advantage of it. Just like maybe today people are taking advantage of ChatGPT and asking things to get done.
Fair, Abhishek. But the point is that has Google managed with this launch to create that funnel that that they want, that they're going to be able to attract as many users as possible,
Yeah.
apart from just the engineers or for that matter the hardcore coders, etc. We've established that they're not being replaced, but Google is actually playing the longer and the bigger game, where they're saying, all right, fair enough, let me try to draw people in.
Yeah, so it will be too early to judge, but still, I would give it a try just to predict that how
Okay.
things will go. The thing is that there is not much uniqueness to what Google is doing.
So that's what I
right
wanted
now,
to understand.
right? Because GPT-5 we have tried, right? So it
Yes.
also did something
Similar.
right? There are platforms like Lovable, which is becoming popular these days,
Mhm.
and they are also managing things pretty well.
So you're saying this is
So-
not outshining anyone right now?
But Google also has advantage that it has already a large chunk
Yes,
of
exactly.
market.
68% to be exact.
68% in browser.
Yes,
if
in
you
browser,
talk about
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
68% of the market it has. So the thing is that, yeah, it is an opportunity.
My bad. I remembered that stat. Sorry.
So yeah, it is an opportunity for Google, of course. If it want, it can take it forward by keeping it regularly updating, by popularizing it more. But still there is one more point. Like in theory, we talk about that teachers might use it, educators
Fair.
might use it.
Yeah,
And
right.
yeah, but I don't think any teacher is still using it because there is that, what do you say?
A mental
Barrier.
gap or a
Yeah.
barrier
A barrier in people's brain that only software engineers can
can
do that.
use it.
Yeah, once anything will break, then how will I manage? These kind of barriers are still there, and breaking those barriers, bringing in a
But with
convention.
this sort of a launch,
yeah,
do you
bringing
think
in
maybe
a-
that's what they're trying to do?
Yeah, bringing in a trend like this,
Yeah.
it's a time-taking process.
Okay.
So it might take a few years,
But they're
Not
going into that direction,
but they are going into that direction,
which
and
is which
yeah.
is creditable for sure.
creditable, of course. And we can expect the best. Maybe
Absolutely.
the trend will change and people will actually start using it for making beautiful stuff that will help them to ease their day-to-day life.
Very quickly, your final verdict on Debunked.
Okay. So my final verdict is that few of the features like that, creating the magic and all, so
Yeah.
those are really cool.
No, you feel lucky.
Yeah, you feel lucky. Yeah, it works kind of magic wand.
Sure.
And in our case, like it worked magically. It just made the thing which we wanted. Just to test its capabilities, we wanted it to
So
make
that's
something,
a cool thing.
and it made that. So that's a cool thing. about
Safety
it.
wise, you're okay with it?
Safety wise, I am okay with Google's platform. There is no
Not-
second thought
Okay.
to that.
Fair enough.
Right. Third thing is about the competition. Right. So as we compare it to others,
Still-
Claude is, I think,
According to
Right
you,
now-
is leading the race.
yeah, leading the race, especially when it comes to making web pages like this.
Okay.
Because especially when they released Sonnet 4.5, Claude Sonnet 4.5, it's a fabulous model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just right now, this is just in. Abhishek, this came in from our producer.
Yeah.
An important update for all our viewers who are watching. Cursor's founder has left and he's co-founder, sorry, has left and he started his own company and he started his own initiative. Cursor, as we know, Abhishek, like to tell the audience, is also a vibe coding tool.
Not a vibe.
No, not vibe coding, sorry. Sorry, I got that wrong.
So
Correct me.
just like Visual Studio Code was an IDE.
Got it.
Exactly on the same lines, Cursor is an IDE,
Got it.
but with AI functionalities attached to it.
Fair.
Yeah.
So he's left and he started off his own.
Let's see what he starts.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So, well, Abhishek thinks it's still not outshining the competition. Abhishek believes that Claude is still slightly ahead in the race, but still a good initiative which has been taken by Google.
Yep.
And I believe that they have, I'm sure, plans to make sure that they will be at some level or the other competing and very aggressively with everyone else in the market. And of course, that brings us to the point, which is Google isn't just chasing developers, it's claiming the creation layer of the AI era. And that's where the next platform war begins. This is, as always, been a pleasure to do Debunked with Abhishek. He brought in a lot of interesting insights and his knowledge. And of course, now he will say goodbye to everyone in our AIM signature style. Over to you.
Goodbye.
You're supposed to say think AI, think AIM. How many times have we done this, yaar, Abhishek? Let me do that again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Abhishek will say goodbye to you.
Think AI, think AIM.
Thank you,
Was it correct?
Abhishek. Very good.
Okay.